लगभग 18 लोगों ने इस उपा मिनिस्ट्री के संदर्भ में अपना सुझाव दिया। कुछ लोगों ने कुछ आलोचना भी किया है। ये स्वाभाविक है लोकतंत्र में विपक्ष में बैठने वालों को आलोचना करना। श्री मुद्दना हनुमे गौड़ा, सुरेश अंगड़ी, संघमित्रा मुमताज जी, श्री वैजयंत पंडा, डॉक्टर श्रीकांत शिंदे, श्री मुत्तम शेट्टी श्रीनिवास राव, श्री राजेंद्र अग्रवाल जी, जितेंद्र रेड्डी जी, शंकर प्रसाद दत्ता जी, मिथुन रेड्डी जी, उदय प्रताप सिंह जी, जयप्रकाश नारायण जी, दुष्यंत जी, मोहम्मद बशीर जी और कौशलेंद्र कुमार जी, सुष्मिता देव जी, रमेश बिदूरी, सीआर चौधरी, इन महानुभावों ने अन्य अन्य विषयों के ऊपर अपना मत सदन के सामने पेश किया है। मैं एक विषय बताना चाहता हूं। When there is a change of government, naturally the new government takes stock of the situation, decides its priorities and also announces its programs. So in that period, transitory period, some time naturally is consumed, and once the program is announced and schemes are approved, the implementation starts. That's why the point which some of our members were making, last year the expenditure was not up to the mark. That was the remark made by many people. But I only would like to tell the people, my friends from the other side, saying that the actual expenditure has come down is not correct. Because if you look at 2010 to 2014, the average expenditure per year was 945.99 crores. But if you look at these 2 years, some people are saying already 3 years are over. I remember that we have not even completed 2 years also, if my memory is correct. 2,235.65 crores is the average expenditure. I am not happy with this expenditure. I am not satisfied also, because we need money. I do agree with the honourable member that it's a huge task that we have set for ourselves. Housing for all by 2022 is not an easy thing. It requires huge amount of this thing. I am also thankful to some of the members that they made a request to the finance minister also. I myself is pursuing finance minister to make more allocation for the housing sector. But the fact of the matter is, the states has to send the proposals. Earlier, the center used to sanction the schemes. Now the Prime Minister have directed all of us. You give the flexibility to the states. Let them identify the beneficiaries. Let them identify the place. Let them send the proposals. You see whether those proposals are within the system or not. Then you sanction it automatically. What I am doing is simply, there is a committee which is under the chairmanship of the Chief Secretary there, and my secretary here at the national level, where there is state government representative also, whether these proposals are in order or not, whether land is available or not, whether beneficiaries have been identified or not. First. And then we are approving. I have not made a single change in any of the proposals made by any state. Let me make this very clear. Secondly, unfortunately, some friends also started saying, because I am from so-and-so place, that is a state, so I have given more houses to that state and all. Let me put the record once again straight. Whoever has done some homework, whoever has prepared, whoever has sent proposals, we have given approval to them. So if Andhra Pradesh has sent proposals in advance, and if Telangana followed it, and other states also followed it, you cannot blame the minister. If some state, for their own reason, they have not even signed the memorandum of agreement, they have to identify the cities which has to be covered, and then they have to identify the beneficiaries, they have to identify the land, as Sushmita ji was saying. It is not an easy task. If some states were lagging behind, I must put it on record. I myself have spoke to the chief ministers of those states. I wrote letters also to them, reminding please expedite and all. And as some of friends were saying that you are changing frequently the cities, the size of the cities and all. Now it has been decided that this will be covered in all the notified towns across the country. All the notified towns will be covered. Secondly, states, they have to do their homework. If some states are not coming, a friend from Karnataka was very uncharitable. I don't want to be uncharitable by blaming the Chief Minister or government of the state, saying that they have not sent it. My point is, Why I am mentioning that also is because a wrong message should not go. This is one thing. Secondly, the Prime Minister declared 2022 housing for all. As I told you, it's a noble task, but at the same time, it's a challenging task to us. And added to that, urbanization also is growing rapidly. Education, employment, entertainment, economic activity, enhanced medical facilities are all in urban areas. I am not going to the larger issue of how to end this urban-rural divide, how to take up rural areas and all. That's led by a separate ministry. And we as Cabinet, we are all trying to address that issue also. A decent house with assured basic amenities like water and power supply, a toilet and necessary infrastructure is essential for a decent living and in fact is a fundamental right. Having said so, I can only sanction money. The execution has to be done by the state government and the related agencies. This has to be understood by all. The land has to be provided by the state government. That's why we came with the Land Acquisition Act, but unfortunately that did not find favor with some of our friends from the other side. It is hanging in balance, and without land, you cannot construct a house. You can go vertical. In some cases, even to go for that vertical also, you need land at the basic point. That is one of the problems. And also this government, as I was telling you, some of the members also made this important point saying that without creating infrastructure, without creating connectivity, if you construct the houses, people naturally will not go and occupy those houses. If you construct the houses away from the city, without transport, without drinking water, without school, without sanitation, people will not go. That's why, as rightly said by some of the members, in the JNURM, in Gujarat there are 19,000 houses, in Maharashtra 54,000 houses, in Orissa also, of course the number is small. Altogether, the total JNURM, the houses that were constructed were 10,10,000. Houses occupied are 8,14,000. Houses unoccupied as on today is 2,26,996. That means practically 22% of the houses which are constructed with public money, they are unoccupied. The reason is again because lack of infrastructure, lack of proper planning. So keeping that in mind, having learned lessons from the JNURM, we have advised the state to please take care of all these aspects before proposing a scheme. That is one of the reasons for the states taking some time also. Because they need to identify the land and they need to plan the infrastructure also, provide those facilities also, then only the housing scheme will be sanctioned. Secondly, with regard to the proposals I have told, all states which have asked, Bihar has sent 30,126 houses proposals. We have accepted those proposals as it is. Chhattisgarh 12,670, we have accepted as it is. Gujarat 66,983, we have accepted as it is. Jharkhand 20,293, we have accepted as it is. Himachal 1,000 accepted. Karnataka 16,522, total as it is accepted. Money also is released in proportion. If the other state got more houses, naturally more money will be released. It's based on installment. We release the first installment. Once the first installment is spent, then the second installment also is automatically released. Your Maharashtra, only 8,924. I have taken up the matter with the Maharashtra Chief Minister, where the land also is a major issue in that state. Then they started showing more and more interest, and now proposals are coming. With regard to Mizoram, they have sent good proposals, 10,286 houses. We have approved whatever Mizoram has suggested. With regard to Orissa, 11,546 houses proposals have come. We have accepted all those proposals. With regard to the state of Rajasthan, 12,000 proposals have come. We have accepted all those proposals. Tamil Nadu has sent 34,000 worth of proposals, and we have accepted. Telangana has sent 80,481 houses. And as it is, that proposal also is accepted. Andhra Pradesh has sent proposal for 1,93,147. As it is, those proposals are accepted. So there is no question of any discrimination. I only urge upon the states on the floor of this house, please expedite. Come forward. I can't wait for a state saying that the state is going to come later, so I have to reserve something for them. Because I have to reach the target. Keeping that in mind, as and when whoever is ready, whoever is coming forward, I can tell you, share with my Karnataka friends, the Karnataka proposals came late, one day before the meeting. In spite of that, because some of the honorable members spoke to me, the Karnataka Assembly Speaker also spoke to me, I have instructed my secretary to sit extra time, consult the state if necessary, have clarifications, and approve them in the same meeting. That was done. One has to be really fair in accepting the fact. With regard to West Bengal also, good number of 74,880 houses are proposed, and we have agreed. I can assure all the members there is no question of showing any discrimination. Country is incomplete with all this, without all these states. So that is the situation. With regard to JNRM, I have also said it. And with regard to the houses, total houses sanctioned in the last 10 years of the earlier regime were, houses sanctioned was 13 lakhs. Houses completed was 8 lakhs 3,000 during that period. During this government, within this short period of this government, India government that has come here, the total number of houses sanctioned is 7 lakhs 3,186. The total in 10 years was 13 sanctioned, 8.803820 completed. In this 2 years' time, not even 2 years, up to now, we have sanctioned 7 lakh 3,186 houses. It's a record. I am not totally satisfied. I would be happy if I can sanction more houses, provided if the proposals come. If the proposals have not come, I can't think of a particular village and particular town and decide the name who should be given the house in the which place, Tumkur or Anantapur. It's the duty of the state government. Once they send it, we will do it. And then construction completed as of now, as per the information, including the earlier Ray houses which are pending also, is 2,28,321 in this 18 months or 19 months. So please try to understand and appreciate the progress made. And the money that is released so far is 3,492.76 lakhs. So the average houses sanctioned per year in the first 2 years is 3.15 lakh houses per year. This is the situation. I only request honorable members to appreciate what the effort that is being made from by the government. How are we different from the earlier government in terms of intent, in terms of intensity, in terms of investment? The government is moving forward. The expert group has estimated the shortage will be around 18 million dwelling units. This shortfall because a lot of people are living in Kacha houses also. The urban area, poor people, they are living in slums. There is a problem also. We are motivating the people to move to a transit accommodation for time being and construct multi-storied buildings there. And multi-storied also, as one of the members have rightly pointed out, you construct 6 stories, 7 stories without a lift. People cannot climb to that level. So these things also are being taken care. So our ultimate idea is by the celebration of 75 years of independence, by 2022, we would like to provide housing for all. Both Urban Development Ministry and Rural Development Ministry, we are working together. The Prime Minister also is taking personal interest. So the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana was launched on June 25th last year. We have not named it after any individual. We have named it on Pradhan Mantri, not Narendra Modi, Pradhan Mantri. It shows our intention. Pradhan Mantri is the head of the country. It's an institution. Whoever may be the Pradhan Mantri is Pradhan Mantri because it is a central scheme. As I told you, there were several shortcomings in the earlier scheme. We learned by experience also. Housing projects were sanctioned earlier irrespective of availability of land. Project was sanctioned, subsequently land acquisition started. It got struck, so project also got struck. So now what we have suggested to the states is please identify land, please identify the beneficiaries and then send the proposal. We will approve it. The moment I approve it, you can start construction. That is the new system that has been made. We friends, as I told you, it's really a challenge to all of us. The 2.50 lakh houses which are built for the poor people are unoccupied and people are shelterless. These two things cannot go together. This is not in faraway places. Even in Delhi capital, there are more than 22,000 houses which are constructed or which are yet to be occupied. That is the situation. We have taken up the matter with the states and we are persuading them to provide at least infrastructure facilities even now to those areas because a huge amount of money has been invested. And if you don't create infrastructure, if those buildings are lying vacant, after some time, in our system, in our country, people take away windows, people take away doors also. Even when it happens sometimes about with regard to rural railway stations also. So that being the case, we are sensitizing the states and also requesting them to be proactive with regard to these issues. With regard to slum dwellers, institute development is the method we have taken. They would be rehabilitated at the same place in an improved habitat atmosphere. 1 lakh rupees for each slum house to be given to the state, and state has to also put some matching grant, and they have to take loan also at an affordable interest rate. Some people are raising the question, is it sufficient? I say yes, it is not sufficient. But at the same time, you must also understand, we have जितना आटा उतना रोटी, कितना पैसा है हमारे पास, उसी हिसाब से पैसा दे पाएंगे हम लोग. Then states also, we have given flexibility of using such central assistance of slum development projects anywhere in the state. We did not tie it to a particular place. We are giving this much money, you can use it anywhere in the state. Then we have also enhanced the central assistance from earlier. 75,000 rupees was the central assistance earlier. People who are complaining about the lack of adequate amount of money, they should remember it was 75,000 earlier, now it has been raised to 1,50,000. And with regard to increasing the interest subsidy to an attractive 6.50%, to my knowledge, anywhere in the country for any scheme, 6.5% interest rebate is given first time by Narendra Modi government, keeping in view the need to encourage housing sector. Please understand. Then with regard to the under PMVA, registration of houses being built will be made in the name of female members. The houses that are constructed, they will be registered in the name of female member, because female members will keep it for longer term, forever. Male members sometimes tend to go somewhere in the evening, you know, and then evening. My Amma is looking at me. Amma is Nazma ji. With regard to Rajiv Awas Yojana and Rajiv Rona Yojana, as I told you, the amount total commitment of the center at that time was less, when the commitment from the center today is more. So I am not trying to score political points or criticize the previous regime. It's over now. But point is, if somebody points out, then I have to put the record straight. That's why I am bringing it here. With regard to the performance during the last 10 years, our target is to construct to 1.8 crore by 2022. In a short span of 5 months, we have approved construction of 6,83,724 houses. Because it took nearly a year to revise the scheme, modulate the new scheme, interact with the states, and also discuss with other agencies. 1 year has gone in that, I do admit. But after that, अब तेजी पकड़ रहा और हम तेजी से आगे बढ़ रहे. स्टेट जितना जल्दी अपना प्रपोजल भेजेंगे, उतना जल्दी हम उस प्रपोजल्स को यहाँ से हम एक्सेप्ट करके भेजेंगे. ये स्टैंडिंग कमेटी ने भी कुछ ऑब्जर्वेशंस किया है. They were not happy with the amount of money that is allocated. I do agree, but I am not happy. But what can I do? The finance minister has also have limited options. ये सब उनके पास कितना पैसा है, कितना डिमांड है, सब विभागों के लिए पैसा देना है. Keeping that in mind, he has given priority to the housing sector. If I compare the earlier this thing, 5,400 crores has been allocated. I hope our states will be able to spend the money, and I will be able to demand more money from the finance minister. If I am not able to spend the money which is allocated to me, then going to the finance minister, he will ask me, the money which you have given to you, you are not able to spend, then how can I sanction you additional amount of money? So there will be always a reappropriation in the month of December. So I request upon all the states, whatever sanctions have been done, please try to expedite them. Madam, I would like to share with the House what are the incentives. The housing alone cannot be done by central government alone or by state government alone. Private sector also has to get into this in a big way. Keeping that in mind, service tax exemption of affordable houses up to 60 square meter, 100% deduction on profits from housing projects approved between June 2016 to March 2018. 100% deduction of profits. This is a major concession to attract people to the housing sector. Up to 3 years, up to a limit of 30 square meters in major cities and up to 60 square meters in other cities. Deduction of rupees 50,000 for first-time buyers of houses costing less than 50 lakhs with a loan component of less than 25 lakhs. 50,000 tax deduction also is allowed. Excise duty exemption on ready-mix concrete plants were also announced by the finance minister. That is also helping me. Enhancing house rent allowance exemption from rupees 24,000, it has been enhanced to 60,000. House rent allowance exemption also. That also encourages people to invest in the housing. 17% dividend distribution tax exemption on incomes of real estate investment trust is also a major initiative taken by this government. Minimum area and capital investment norms have been liberalized now, with a total exemption for affordable housing to promote foreign direct investment in the housing also. This is another attraction because you need investment. If enough investment is not forthcoming here, we have allowed foreign direct investment also. I am happy to say that there is so much encouragement in that. So I appeal to the private sector also to join this housing program in a big way. There are a lot of opportunities. Fortunately, Reserve Bank of India also has reduced interest rates, general, from 0.25, 0.25 like that, 2 times or 3 times they have brought down the interest rate. Naturally, banks also will reduce interest rate. With my interest subvention of 6.5%, the loan will be much cheaper. Keeping that in mind, I hope the private sector will also enter this in a big way. They are showing interest also. With regard to the real estate regulation and development bill, I am happy to share with the House the real estate bill which you people have passed, the House has passed it and Rajya Sabha approved it, has been notified on 1st May. Now it is notified. Madam, I must share with the House through you that after the real estate bill is passed, thousands of messages are coming through email, through SMS, in the social media. Sir, so and so has done like that, so and so has done like that. ये गुरगांव में ऐसा हुआ, नोएडा में ऐसा हुआ, अमुक इलाके में ऐसा हुआ, अमुक व्यक्ति ने ऐसा किया, अमुक क्रिकेटर ने इसको ब्रांड एम्बेसडर था, उनको एडवाइस करिए. Some sort of awareness has been created. So with that we can understand how these people were taken for a ride earlier by fly-by-night operators. So that's why the real estate bill is really a big boon to the housing sector, and also it is not a strangulation, it's only a regulation. I told the builders also, Madam, I am also happy to share with the House, the majority of the builders across the country, renowned builders, they are all very happy. They said, sir, it will avoid fly-by-night operators who put up very colorful advertisements, front page advertisements, and later they don't live up to the expectations and they deceive the people. That situation can be avoided. But it will take some time. My department, under the chairmanship of my secretary, is working about the rules, model rules, and once the model rules are finalized within a month or so, 2 months, within 2 months, they will be sent to all the states. States has to also finalize the rules, and then they have to appoint the regulatory authority also. Once the regulatory authority comes into action, action can be taken against these erring defaulters. I would like to warn all these people who are floating the rules, who are going back on the promises, that strictest possible action will be taken against such people. They should not take the consumers for a ride, and they should live up to the expectation of the promises they have made. Because it has become a big issue in different parts of the country. That's why I have to make this statement in the House on the occasion of our discussion on. A committee has been set up under the chairmanship of Secretary to draft the rules. 2 meetings have already been held, and it is expected to complete by July. Specific sections of the Act have been notified in the Gazette of India on 27th April for commencement with effect from 1st May. And appropriate governments have to notify rules by 31st October. Appropriate government means state governments and the other authorities also. And the appropriate government to establish the regulatory authority and appellate tribunal by 30th April. So I would urge upon all the state governments to please expedite this process, because hopes have been raised by the passage of the bill, and we must live up to the expectations of the people by passing, by making the needed arrangement for the regulators in different areas of the country. This is about the housing, ma'am. I assure the honourable members, there is a concern expressed by many of the members of parliament are not taken into confidence. We are working out a mechanism where the member of the parliament of the area also should be taken into confidence. There are complaints saying that only one party people are being selected, other party people are being elected. That is not the purpose of this scheme. And fortunately, there are different governments in different states, different shades. They should all understand we are working in a federal system. They have to identify the beneficiaries on the basis of merit. On the basis of merit. I hope the states will understand the spirit, and then we are working out with a system wherein the MP also will have some say with regard to identification and also with regard to monitoring of the schemes also. This has been already discussed earlier. Madam, with regard to Deen Dayal Antyodaya National Urban Livelihood Mission, NULM, it is extended from 789 cities to all the towns across the country. Jaya Panda was telling it is confined to only some cities earlier. Now today the government have taken a decision, 4,041 statutory cities and towns, they are all going to be covered under this scheme. And with regard to operational flexibility also, we have given broad guidelines and we left to the states for operational guidelines to be issued. Last 2 years, 4,05,014 urban poor were given skill training under the scheme. 1,04,031 self-help groups were formed and 89,752 of them were extended loans also. 85,502 urban poor were assisted with subsidized loans to set up individual and group enterprises. Over 6 lakh street vendors were identified and 770 shelters were sanctioned for the homeless under Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana and National Urban Livelihood Mission. Here, I would urge upon the states, the Street Vendor Act was passed during the earlier regime, during the UPA regime. It's a very progressive piece of legislation, Street Vendors Act. But unfortunately, in the Act it is said the rules will be made by the states. So far, ma'am, the performance is not satisfactory. I don't want to name any state. But I request upon all the states, please, this is a very important matter. Earlier, a public interest litigation also was filed in the Honorable Court, and Court also has made certain observation. I only hope that the states will take immediate steps. I have been writing to the states. This is the second letter I have written to the states also, reminding them about the need to make these rules at the earliest. About 725 crores of funds sanctioned is currently available with the states in this regard for the homeless and shelters also. Ease of construction, single window clearance, ma'am, is another important thing. I have taken initiative and had a meeting with 6 of my colleagues, around 6 or 7 times. Defense Minister, our Consumer Affairs Minister, then our Environment and Forest Minister, then my Urban Development Ministry, and also Culture Minister. We all sat together, Civil Supplies Minister, we all sat together to take steps for a single window approval mechanism for housing project. This is the complaint, grievance by many of the people. I am very happy that all the central government agencies have agreed to create certain benchmarks. And also Civil Aviation Ministry has come out. I would like to really thank my colleague Ashok Ganpati Raju and his team for having come forward to have color coding maps so that every municipal corporation will be able to understand what is the level permitted. They need not come to Delhi. They need not come to Ashok Ganpati Raju or even Prakash Javadekar, which used to be a big problem earlier with regard to the environment also. Now, up to certain level, the city corporations are given powers, but they have been given guidelines. These are the guidelines one has to follow. I am happy that these things have been done in a record time, color-coded zonal maps for Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Kolkata, Navi Mumbai, Guwahati, Hyderabad, Delhi, Amritsar, Lucknow, Chennai, Bangalore, Jaipur, Nagpur has been completed. 9 more airports would be taken by June. Kochi, Patna, Thiruvananthapuram, Aurangabad, Bhubaneswar, Ranchi, Puducherry, Surat, Vijayawada. And by December 2016, all active airports, they will have color coding maps. This is the assurance given by the Minister. With regard to defence, 28 airports with civilian enclaves, they are also going to give color coded zonal maps. They are also under preparation. They will be shortly notified. And with regard to the environmental safeguards for incorporation of bylaws, Minister of Environment has issued a notification with the predefined objectives of monitorable environmental safeguards conditions for buildings of different sizes. Now, heritage bylaws also have been prepared and shared with the Ministry of Urban Development. They have identified 281 monuments where these monuments are situated. We had a MOU with ISRO also. Mobile apps also have been developed through which applicant could determine the geo coordinates of his property and apply online permission to repair, renovate, construct buildings also. Online web portal development by Ministry of Culture. Lastly, ma'am, as there is no time, I would only tell that recently we have issued instructions for Delhi and had a workshop also. In Delhi, applications for housing plans will be online only. By the end of the month, there is no need to go for any person-to-person contact. You know, person-to-person contact, hand-to-hand contact means something happens in between. So that is going to be avoided. Next, Mumbai, I am having a meeting with the Chief Minister on 6th, this Friday, where we are going to issue guidelines for the Mumbai also. If once Mumbai and Delhi shows the roadmap to others. I hope and urge upon all the members of parliament to impress upon their municipal bodies and state government also to see that permission is given in a stipulated period. The Chief Minister of Telangana, Chief Minister of Andhra, they have set up a time limit also. I hope that every state will set up a time limit, 30 days to 60 days maximum. Once application is filed, permission deemed to have been given if they have not given. That is the system with which we are working. Madam, there are a lot of other issues. I am sorry for the passage of time. I am not able to touch upon them. I am thankful to the honourable members for the suggestions they have given. I have not taken note. My officers also are sitting here. They have also taken note of it. Our endeavour is to live up to the expectation of the people. I seek the cooperation of the states and urban local bodies in this endeavour. Thank you very much.
तुम महिला विरोधी हो, दलित विरोधी हो, इसीलिए लाल सलाम से चिढ़ करके लालू सलाम बोल रहे हो, लेकिन वही लालू तुमको आलू खिला करके बिहार से भेजा है, इसको याद रखना।